Hello, and welcome to this advanced game design and development video from the University of Southampton. We're going to be looking at some more of our students' courseworks. My name is Tom Blount, I am one of the lecturers on the course, and I'm joined today by...
So I'm Dave Millard, I'm also one of the lecturers on the course.
And I'm Callum, I'm one of the demonstrators on the course.
Excellent. Dave, could you tell us a little bit about what we asked the students to do for this coursework?
Yeah, so it was a pretty open brief. We asked them to create a game, obviously, but it had to have three elements. So it had to have procedural generation, it had to have a multiplayer element, and it had to have some AI to take over from the second player.
Brilliant. Alright, let's have a look at our first game. Alright, and we've got Ancient Limits.
So I like the sand dunes.
Mm-hmm.
Not entirely sure it matches the default buttons, but
you know, the music's
right.
quite nice.
Yeah, I like the music.
Controls.
Let's have a look.
It reminds me of like an old Windows XP background.
Not doing anything.
That's because you need to use the mouse and keyboard or your controller, because it is controller controls.
Controller controls. Let me grab a controller.
Move, look, jump,
Oh, hang on,
slide.
what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
Controls. So I move with that one. Look, jump, slide, crouch.
It's not clear which of the...
sprint. Right.
I'm pretty sure it's shoulder buttons, not triggers.
Well,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Probably. Multiplayer.
Haven't been given any direction on what we're supposed to be doing yet.
No.
But given that we've got sprint and wall running. Alright, connect two controllers. Yep, so you're going to have to press your start button, the middle one there.
There we go.
I think you want the little burger button
Yeah, that one.
on the right hand side.
There we go, so there's one.
Oh, there we go. So
Oh,
which
hello.
one? Oh yeah, I am the one on there.
Wait, am I just shorter than you?
No. Oh, there you are. Hello.
Oh no,
Oh, yes, we both.
cameras appear to be
Well,
coming from our
basically, we've got
crotch.
eyes in our navels.
Okay, well, crotch
Alright.
cameras.
You've got 100 seconds to escape the fort, by the way. So.
Oh wait, what were the
Oh,
controls?
okay.
I can't remember.
Alright, there's a door.
Ah, I
no.
found...
Run
Oh wait,
away, run away.
wait, escape the fort, is that...
Run away,
Yes.
run away.
There was a door?
There's a door.
There's an error.
Oh,
Oh, what happened?
so
I think...
fun fact, you're not meant to be able to escape through that door, but it looks like you just sort of slightly fell out of the fort. So let's try that again.
I think what happened is I finished the level and you were pressing A, so it immediately skipped to the menu.
Oh, there's the door.
Yeah, so you're not actually meant to be able to escape through that door. You're supposed to have to run around based on what we saw in the expo.
And what am I supposed to do?
Hit next level. And then there
But what am I actually supposed to do? If I'm not, that was what I'm not supposed to do.
I think you find a bit on the wall that you can jump over. Confusingly, now you're supposed to find the gate.
Reach the fort
Right.
gates.
Is there
Okay.
a run button?
Yeah, it's the,
It's,
the left bumper.
left shoulder.
Okay.
Follow you.
So there we go. This is
Hello.
it's very
Whoa.
what's the word? Sandstormy.
Ah.
It's like you
Can I
can't
climb
really
up
see
here?
it. You can run along the wall if
How do I-
if you jump and then sprint like that.
Ah,
And you go faster
No,
along
that
the
didn't
wall
work.
than you do just sprinting normally, which is like what's the word? Like unintuitive, but actually works quite well for encouraging people to do like cool parkour.
and what am I supposed to be doing?
Finding a gate.
I reach the fort gates.
Yeah. So the fact that
Okay.
your face is clipping into the
Am
camera
I-
is a little bit.
Hey, I got over
escaped or
this
am I-
wall.
I know you're.
No, we're meant to reach some gates. Okay, wait.
Gates. Where's the gates? There's just a big sand dune. Just climb up this sand dune.
I
It's
just
like
slid directly into
mountains.
his house.
I think you have found yourself out of bounds there on the left.
He's ooged.
I think you might be right. I think I'm outside the city.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Go get back into the city so you can find the gate to get out of the city.
I need to get back into the city so I can escape. But escape
It doesn't
properly.
say to escape, it says to find the gates.
Okay.
Maybe we need to defend the gates.
Well, I could go around.
Oh.
Well, that's this way out. It's actually just walk out
I
of the
have
city.
no idea where
Ah.
I'm going.
So if I go in here, I could literally just walk out of the city.
Okay.
It's interesting. In fact, there's look.
So that maybe like the procedural generation
Okay,
is
so
a
I found
little
some
bit.
wall.
I'm not sure what's going. Or am I actually out of bounds? This is a bit of
Maybe,
city.
maybe you're not. You just seem to be going off into the sand dunes forever.
Okay, that's a rock, so I guess I can't go that way.
The turn speed seemed real slow compared to
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, and you've rocketed off into the skybox.
Okay, well at least...
So you can run along the wall until you find a gate, presumably. I'm not crazy about this sort of like sandstorm like fog.
I fell off.
Oh wait, is that the gate? That's the gate. There you
I
go.
found the gate.
Because part of the problem is that the joy of a sort of parkour type game is the planning. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, I could do that, and then the satisfaction is executing it. But if you can't see, you can't plan.
Yeah.
So,
And weirdly,
should we try and
you
single player?
almost want it to be a bit more linear, right? You want it to be able to, like, you want to have a guided path.
Apparently I'm player number 1.
Oh, you're playing one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yes, you're right. Because you're.
Escape the fort.
'cause you
Okay,
don't
so
really
this
wanna
time I'm
be-
not going to just go straight into
Having to turn
gate.
around and get lost.
Yeah. You. What you actually want is you want a route with variation on the route.
Yeah, exactly.
So alternative paths through the space, but
But you
not
want to know
where you're
where you're-
exploring openly.
We...
You want to have a direction,
I got out
not a
before.
pathway. So I think if this
Okay,
was like a
reach the
great
gate.
big city in a valley, and my job was to get from one end of the valley to the other end
Yeah.
of the valley, and the sun was setting at the far end
See,
of the valley,
there are some points
Right.
here, like this.
then that would be brilliant.
Oh,
Like that wall with the sort of platforms conveniently
Yeah.
placed in it. That feels like it's crying out for you to run along and do a bit of platforming.
Yes.
But are you meant to go that way? Is there anything good that way? It doesn't.
I have...
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not super clear.
So let's talk about the game in terms of
In terms of the
the
mark
mark
scheme.
scheme.
So first off would be presentation. We've got,
Oh,
the visuals aren't bad.
Fine.
Like the
They're very serviceable,
yeah.
I would say.
I can see your hands
like,
quite
obvi-
clearly, which is nice.
The
Okay,
font's a bit strange.
Wait, what happened?
Well,
The fact that your hands keep clipping into you is a bit strange. The fact that you looking at your belly button's a bit strange.
The fact
Sliding
that
appears to be
menu-
faster.
some of the buildings are just floating.
The menu buttons
Well,
are
there's your gate
a
behind
bit
you.
ugly, but
Huh?
at least there's a menu screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's the gate.
So yeah, I would say that workable, which is a satisfactory level, effective but some inconsistencies. Probably where we are.
What was
yeah,
this, sorry?
I think that
That's
fits
right.
I've already talked about. I don't like the sort of lack of render distance. I wonder if that's for the same reason as Silent Hill, which is to save the graphical processing power.
Yeah, but you'd have thought, wouldn't you? I mean,
You'd have
especially
thought.
with this graphic setup.
Maybe it is to disguise how.
Actually, you say effective, but we were discussing just a minute ago how the fog sort of prevents you from making any sort of planning of your route. Which,
I'm going to say that is a flaw of the gameplay decision
Yeah,
rather than.
yeah.
Okay, not
The presentation I think is workable.
So I think talking about meaningful play, that's where this comes in, right? So I think we've already captured the main problem, which is this is a parkour game where the joy is planning and then executing, and then also discovering. So it's like in the process of executing one route, you notice something which you think, next time I do this, I could do that. And this doesn't have any of that because of the way the level is laid out, because of the way it's set up.
Like obviously things like like Mirror's Edge and
Yeah.
So I do want to just go back to the presentation. I've messed around for too long. I really don't think it's effective either. Like, I feel like really the presentation is just quite simplistic.
I think
it is, but that's fine.
It's like simple but effective. Like the assets all match together. They're nice and cohesive. The music goes well with it.
Yep, they have music. So in terms of play though,
Okay.
so satisfactory would be simpler game with fewer mechanics, usable controls, may have some minor bugs.
There's not.
Just to jump ahead a little bit, you're playing single player, right?
Yeah.
I don't see an AI that you're racing against.
Huh. That's a good point.
We haven't even
What are
talked about the
those?
procedural generation yet.
Yeah,
These hills.
which-
Can I climb up the
So,
hill?
sorry, let's do this in order. So
I have have some suspicions about the procedural generation, but we'll come to that in a minute. So in terms of play, I think there's a satisfactory is simpler game with fewer mechanics, usable controls, may have some minor bugs. Pass would be a simple game with few mechanics, awkward controls, maybe serious bugs.
I don't think the controls are bad.
I don't
The
think
issue is
it's
they
not
do.
awkward.
I think they are kind of awkward because the when you do stuff, for instance, like running along the wall, exactly what's going to happen is extremely unpredictable. Like sometimes you almost just drop to the ground. Sometimes it flings you into the sky. It's a little bit.
It's a little bit too. It feels a little bit too fluid. Ironically.
Interesting. In what way?
In that I would be expecting more of a beat. I expect like a jump to jump to jump to jump to grab to jump to
again. I think
slide.
That's partly down to.
And here it's like float through the level. Like this is definitely the butterfly style of parkour games.
See, I think that's partly down to, again, like the structure of the level and the way it's laid out and things like that. That you're just sort of, you're not sure where you're going, so you're just floating. I would disagree and say it's like too fluid, because I think fluid movement is exactly what you want in this sort of game. But the way it...
But do you know what I mean? What I'm after is staccato.
Right, gotcha. You almost want, you want like rhythm and sort of like...
I want a rhythm. I want to feel my...
I think that's
my footsteps thumping on the rooftops.
Like when I was sort of pointing out, there was a set of platforms there that were crying out for, oh yeah, you're gonna have to jump here and then run along this wall and then jump to that. But you're not. you could just run along the streets and you're not encouraged to do any of that sort of stuff.
So anyway, so we still play.
So challenging or playable?
So I think.
I mean, there's not that many mechanics, is there?
I think what we have is a simple game with few mechanics but usable controls.
Yeah.
So I would go for halfway, I think, between pass and satisfactory.
Okay.
Feels about right.
Procedural generation.
Procedural generation. Can you restart?
Wait.
Can you restart this level? Because I think there is no procedural generation.
I cannot restart the level.
I think you're playing. Look, this steps up.
This
thing
is always here.
Let's.
And I want to know if it's part of the. Right. So stop. Right. Just walk forward then. So if you walk forward, there's a boulder to the left.
Got a little thing
this house here.
So you've got a boulder. You've got a block with a sort of sticky out round a bit. And then you've got the gate, and you've got the...
And there's a rock there.
And the rock's there.
Alright.
Okay, so let's see if you get the same thing again. Okay. So move forward. There's the rock on the left.
The rock, there's that house. There's the gate in front of us.
There's the building. Exactly the same. It's identical. So if you go to the next level, let's see if we get...
Oh, I did not mean to jump this way. Oh.
So you're literally discovering the gate from the other side. Yeah. So let's have a look. So if you move forward, what do you hit straight away? So you've got a building with two windows. Move to the right.
You've got those platforms.
You've got two stick out platforms and then things like that. Right? That's enough to check, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think I can leave.
Oh, so you're gonna have to get to the end. All right. Well, we'll see what the end looks like as well.
I think I should be able to cheese this.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that takes you to the next bit of...
Reach the fort gates.
I think you've got to head over there to the right. Because you want to be in that inner section.
Yeah, I think this is just a quicker way to get to the gates than having to navigate around everything.
This is what you get for having a speedrunner help mark things.
Look. This is a game about running fast. They should expect this.
Yeah.
Right,
There's a lot of it.
Wait. So before you go through the gate, let's just have a look at what's around here. So we've got sort of slightly floaty building there.
You've got a rock up on
a giant rock there. Some stairs behind you.
There's a lot of floaty
giant rocks. Okay.
So
floaty
the main thing, floaty building a giant rock is the main thing. So if we do...
Alright.
So first let's
just get... Yeah, there's the building.
So you can just drop through this bit here. Oh, interesting. So something is definitely changed, because that bit is different.
Which bit is different?
You didn't just fall through the gate this time.
Oh.
So something is definitely... Yeah.
Looks the same.
The layout is the same, though.
Right, here we
so,
go.
Okay, there's that bit. Okay, yeah, this is...
I think we're wrong...
No, there's those
the platforms. Yes,
no.
So here's an interesting question. What do they say in their game notes? Because the one thing that might save them here is whether this was procedurally generated and then...
Right, so it might be... They procedurally generated it at one point, but then it's fixed afterwards. Let's take a quick look at their game notes.
Although I'm not quite sure what we asked them to do, actually.
They don't mention it at all, unfortunately. They have their feedback and their expansion, but they don't talk about their procedural generation.
So I think we have to assume.
I think, in absence of
static.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I think that's absent. No meaningful procedural generation has been implemented.
I'm afraid so. And worryingly, on that note,
Yes, here's the gate.
Let's talk about the AI.
let's talk about the AI.
There is no
I
AI.
just made it to the gate.
There's no other opponent.
There's
I'm
nobody
guessing
racing.
we'll just run out of time.
It's unfortunately it looks like that's probably the case. So
So
that has to be an absence as well. So let's move on to the next bit, which is
Multiplayer.
Okay.
Well, when we played multiplayer,
Oh yeah, I gotta
we
actually
played
leave
together,
this
but we
time.
were essentially playing 2 single-player games. We were racing.
Yeah,
But
the fact that you could follow somebody else's route and sort of try and overtake them, I guess, kind of.
So there's limited interaction,
Oh,
but we can't
do
affect
this.
each other. So even in a racing game, you can, even if it's not Mario Kart, even if it's like a relatively realistic one, you can bang into each other, but you can't even interact at all. Right? It's so I think it works. It is a race, but the level of interaction is incredibly low.
So a satisfactory would be an experience that sometimes allows for meaningful play. A pass would be an imbalanced implementation that allows for meaningful play for one player at the expense of the other. I don't think it's necessarily at the expense of one player over the other.
No, it's not. So it's
But because of that, I also don't think it's sort of satisfactory. I think because of that lack of that lack of multiplayer play. Sure, you're both playing it at the same time, but
Yes.
you're not really.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
You're playing at the same time.
Yeah.
You're not
So
playing
that would
together,
put it
if that makes
halfway
sense.
between a pass and satisfaction.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
So that takes us on to the
That's
feedback.
interesting.
Yes.
So what did they say for feedback? You mentioned they had a feedback section. Oh, it's interesting.
So some feedback they received during the labs was that they should focus on their pillar of parkour and not let any of their other pillars detract from this. So their pillars were parkour, race to the end, and puzzle. Interesting that. So yeah, I think puzzle is a sensible one to focus on less or even take out. There we go. Is that? So you fell through the thing again. Is that because you were playing 2-player?
I think so.
So just the 2-player map is slightly different to the single-player map somehow.
Maybe?
Is only the just for completeness.
Switches over.
Is the single-player? No, okay. It's still got those same platforms. I was gonna say, is the single-player one static but the multiplayer one not?
No, I think it's
No, it's got those same platforms. That same.
Come on.
See, you've
Get
been
me
playing
up
this,
the
so you know
wall.
where it is.
I mean, it's not helping me here.
So
Come on, there we go.
to highlight the parkour game pillar, they focused on creating the smooth movement system to allow players to feel greater momentum by chaining together parkour moves instead of just running along the ground the whole time. So I did mention I like the fact that wall running is faster than sprinting, even though that might seem
Although
intuitive.
sliding on your butt is faster than both, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. They also received feedback saying that their initial idea to include weapons in the game should be reconsidered because if they included fighting, that detracts from the main goal of fluid movement and speed and momentum and all that kind of thing.
Here we
So
go.
they removed combat as a pillar. Oh, interesting. So they removed combat as a pillar and added puzzle instead. The new pillar complemented
I think they needed to think about other types of interaction.
by adding additional challenges to the game. What additional challenges are there? What's the puzzle element?
Finding something?
Oh,
But that's explore.
Cheeky.
So exploring
Waiting there
rather
to
than
taunt me.
yeah.
I'm like, there's the gate, there's the gate. Oh, he's there already.
Yeah. Okay, so on the one hand, I think removing combat to focus on racing is a good
That's
choice.
fine.
They say that they replaced it with a puzzle dynamic, which I'm not seeing at all.
Doesn't work. And what they should have done is replaced it with another type of interaction.
Like, even if you get rid of vaulting over a cart and then throwing it behind you to interrupt the other player, or something of that nature.
Or even be able to use the other player. I mean, just anything.
Just to bounce off
there's
them.
some kind of interaction. Or, I mean, I would even say in the combat, just to tone the combat down, so it becomes, tripping up the other player or stunning the other player or pushing them or something.
Shove it, just giving them a little shove,
right.
So you don't need weapons and all
no,
that. But
they have already got a sort of slide move. You could just have it so that if you slide into the other player, it knocks them over.
Yeah, for example. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it sounds to me like.
So a pass would be the feedback was addressed. Feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success. A poor would be the feedback was not addressed well, although some other positive changes have been made.
I think probably a pass, isn't it?
I wonder if it's halfway between the two. Because they say that they've added a puzzle,
but they didn't,
and I don't see that. At all.
Or if they did, it's very well hidden.
Okay.
Halfway.
Okay, now what do they say for expansion? And I have a feeling I'm about to go on the vomit comment.
Yep. So it's virtual reality.
Oh yes, bring the sick bags.
So this will allow players to have a more immersive experience.
You'll definitely be more immersive.
The movement
You'll be immersed in vomit.
The movement mechanic will largely remain the same visually, but the controls for said mechanic will incorporate a VR headset for looking around and handheld controls for movement. So I guess sort of like doing a little running motion to run.
So in fairness to them, I think if there's anything that's going to work, it would be that.
Oh, interesting.
I still think it's going to make people ill.
So additionally, the expansion would have procedurally generated levels.
Okay. So kind of acknowledgement there they can do it.
And
so
then they also talk about they would add some like additional features like cosmetics and like achievable currency that you could, which I think is a nice thing. It's not sort of,
but it's not really relevant.
Not what we're looking at for this.
So I'm a bit torn on this, right? Because in theory, using VR motion, as in pumping your arms to move,
so just
reaching out to grab hold of stuff, works very well for this.
To expand on that a little bit, they talk about they've got a little table here of how they translate some of the movement mechanics to the thing. So for walking, moving your hand controllers back and forth by your sides, sprinting, doing it faster, jumping, swinging them both at the same time, crouching, holding them to your chest. Crouch. I don't think you need a movement control for that because you can just crouch. And for sliding, swing the controllers down at the same time. The problem is if the slide then just does the normal slide and you've just moved your arms.
You'll be that's going to be.
There's such a disconnect.
I think that's a tool, right?
Running with both like alternating arms, and then you get slightly out of time, you'll end up either jumping or sliding when you don't mean to, which could be.
I like what they're trying to do. Like I said, I'm torn. It seems like a good idea, but I am pretty sure that it would be absolutely nauseating.
Yeah,
and partly that's even when you're pumping your arms to walk. You're walking slowly and steadily in most games where you do that. And anything with fast movement like that with the camera.
So to me, this would be crying out for a locative expansion. Download this app onto your phone. Run off down the street as fast as you can, and see if you can beat your friend or something along that. Particularly, I like that they're trying to incorporate the motion controls into the movement, but the fact that just crossing your arms makes your character crouch when you're not crouching, and like the sliding and the fact that they really want to emphasize really fast and smooth movement when we've said in the lectures that really doesn't work very well in VR is a bit of an issue I think for me.
Yeah, and I think there's still challenges, right? So the locative one, making people rush through spaces is problematic.
Oh, absolutely.
You could also do a kind of a more MR one where you say you must play it in an open space like a field, and then what you do is look at your phone and you see the cityscape through there. So you're running in reality, but you're running through a virtual space, and that would be quite nice. And again, still slightly problematic, but neither of them is going to make you chunder quite so much as the.
I don't know how well this would fit, but you could potentially go the opposite route where you say you use your phone to sort of get a scan of the room you're in or the environment, and then it recreates that in the game, so you can then do a parkour around your office.
Like a mini like you've been miniaturized, you have to parkour through your space. So so evaluating what they've done rather than what we're throwing out there.
Yeah,
I think it's just very difficult to turn a parkour game into VR.
It feels like a porn. So they've thought of something that would actually really hinder the actual experience.
The play. And I think it's going to be challenging whichever novel technology they went with. but I think they've gone for the worst option.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of this game. Let's move on to the next one.
Let's do it.
And our next game is Dungeon Rush.
So here we go. It's a lot of information dump. So it's worth saying, as the text in there says, we're running this in the Unity editor, just because there are supposed to be some problems with the AI. So player 1, movement, the WAS keys. Player 2, movement, the arrows. So Callum, are you okay to?
0.
And you attack with numpad, and I attack with left mouse, and then I drop with a H or a Q. That's a bit. Oh, Q's there. Okay.
Why would
Right.
you not ban it?
You ready?
Oh wait. What are the tips? Return to the entrance to deposit gold. Corridors will start with the entrance.
The AI hero incapacitated players can be revived by standing next to them until the health is full again. Oh yeah, I played this in the
AI
expo.
will run in if you
I
stand at the door.
I quite like that rule.
All right, let's
Okay,
go.
So I'm on the left.
Wait, was that attack or?
Yeah, I found this really bizarre.
Hey,
In the
go away.
so Tom, you said it was actually like a melee attack. Didn't you?
Yes. So yeah, that's not a gun you're holding; it's a stick. So from speaking to them in the expo and some of the design sessions, it sounded like they didn't want to sort of make combat the main focus. The main focus was like almost like a push your luck mechanic of how far in the dungeon can you get before the time runs out. How much gold?
If I run around in a circle, you kill him.
Wait, am I just dropping money?
If you're pressing the drop money button, yes.
So the idea is.
Oh,
that
I was pressing that. I thought that was the fight button. Oh no.
So I mean, it's quite a nice idea in a way, in that we're supposed to be collecting the money between us.
So
It'd be nice if there was more feedback when you hit the buttons.
the other thing that I remember them saying in the expo was, you may have noticed the time remaining is massive at the minute.
Yeah.
It should be about 2 minutes, but I guess for display purposes, it's this. We could tweak
I
it
mean,
if we wanted
yeah,
to.
we're in the editor. We can bring that down.
Also, our health appears to be
Alright,
massive as well.
Yes. And
nearly-
again, I think that was because combat was not the main focus, but they were more a
I'm gonna go dump some money.
distraction, I guess, isn't the
So
right
I've
word.
lost. I'm full now.
So you're full of money, so you have to
I'm not quite full, but
go back and
Yeah, but how do I go?
you got to find your path back. So I hope you were
what does
paying
this
attention.
do?
Nope, I
That's
was
a
not.
landmark.
They
That's a
follow me?
landmark. Well, it was not effective. Okay, I'm gonna go back this way because I know the.
You got a little conga line behind you.
I know. Like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. Ah, there we go.
There we
Is it
go.
down here?
Okay, so this is definitely.
Is this that you taking me somewhere useful?
Yes, I found it.
I was just thinking, you could absolutely leave yourself a trail of breadcrumbs.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
There we go. How do I
Unfortunately, you pick up money. Oh, hello.
drop them? So, hang on a second. I want to say, do you actually fire and you just don't see the bullets?
No.
I think I.
That's such a weird attack.
Where did I get my health back from?
You went back to the...
Oh, does that heal you?
yeah.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you picked up my breadcrumbs.
Yeah, they were very nice. Thank you very much. Are you sure I don't attack?
Maybe.
I got a feeling I might be shooting invisible bullets.
Okay.
It's
I
very
got
hard
the
to
sense that
tell.
I'm pretty sure you're melee.
Get off me.
Okay, well, I was running away from it and
There you
hit
go.
one and it was
Oh,
dying, so.
okay.
I shoot invisible bullets.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
There you
you
go.
ruined my experiment. This is a big empty room. Okay.
Okay, so I don't think we're going to get to the stage where you run out of time. Certainly not anytime soon.
So,
So,
what
mean,
are we
we
actually
could.
supposed to do?
gather gold, return it to the centre.
Oh, in the time limit that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you attack, it just. If there are enemies on screen, it hits them. You
Oh.
don't need to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can just run
I've
away
got,
from
I've
them.
got to test that out. Oh, my life, you're right.
Oh, okay. That's
odd. Is that a deliberate choice?
I hope not. Alright, is this the right way? Okay, go
It's
down.
actually-
What's our score? We've collected. Does this just stay here?
The gold will, yeah. It only gets deposited if you deposit it. So you don't drop it on the thing. You just stand in that circle holding all you've got.
Oh right. I thought we were supposed to drop it in the thing.
So I'm going to be interested to see what this comes out as when we go through, because the core idea, you are collaboratively collecting gold. You have a limited amount. You're going to take it back to the centre. Sort of works, but they've made some very odd decisions, and it doesn't help that the time limits are screwy.
Hello.
Where's my circle? Where's the place where I deposit the gold?
Oh, it's over here.
Is it up there, is it?
So I think this is your main corridor, which you can tell
Yeah.
there's stripes along the floor, and then you've got these little landmarks here to try and help.
I have to say the landmarks...
No, I think I've gotten us lost. I'm sorry.
God, I got us lost.
Oh, there's more than one of these stars, that's why.
Yeah, the landmarks thing I think works well. Should we start going through?
Yeah, that's...
And then maybe we'll let Callum have a go with the AI. But presentation. It's a little... Well, I don't know, it's not really inconsistent. I quite like it.
Like, it's a bit abstract, and again, like sort of vertical slice. Clearly, they've emphasised other things than the.
I feel like I think specifically the design with the characters compared to the environment feels quite inconsistent.
Oh, I don't know. I think you
particularly like here. Yeah. There's a very clear sort of aesthetic they're trying to.
I don't
imply.
know. I think it kind of is okay.
It does definitely feel like a placeholder to me, and again, in a vertical slice, you probably want some sort of asset in place, even if it's...
Well, a satisfactory would be workable, effective with some inconsistencies. Kind of feels there to me.
Yeah, I feel like most... Like, the key information is, like, your health and your gold is there,
yeah.
your time remaining is there, your total score is there. Again, like, some of those UI elements could be styled a little bit nicer. But
I mean, my main criticism on the info stuff was that the feedback for not being able to see the bullets you're shooting.
Yes, exactly.
But actually, it turns out you're not. So, do you want to have a go at the AI
that
one?
That actually is a good point. It gives you absolutely no... Yeah, okay, let's go.
But I think that comes down to meaningful play, so let's
bam!
So
he's gonna follow me. Wait, what's the buttons for player one?
It was.
Let's find out.
Space, I think.
Okay, here it is. AI buddy to save the day.
Okay, you know what?
I was gonna say,
I'm just gonna take this mouse.
Yeah.
I have everything on my table now.
Okay, so
left mouse to attack, H to drop. Okay.
Right, so meaningful play for the single player variant.
Let's go.
There are some, like I said, there are some odd choices. I think particularly the way that attacking them works is sort of weird.
Split screen, that's odd.
I don't think that leads to meaningful play. The core idea, though, of collaboratively collecting coins and then depositing them, and trying to do that within a time limit as much as you can, that does kind of work.
Yeah, and so we might talk about this when we talk about the generation. From what they were saying in the expo, there's more gold the further into the dungeon you go, or the further out from the centre you go. So I like that kind of push your luck kind of aspect of the further out you go, the more you can fill your pockets, but can you make it back in time?
Yes.
That kind of works.
Yeah.
I think
so. I mean, a satisfactory would be playable. Simpler game with fewer mechanics, usable controls, might have some bugs, minor bugs. The attacking the enemies just isn't working for me at all, right?
Yeah, hit button and enemies nearby die.
Plus the health that you're given makes them feel like a non-threat anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
so
even if you want to de-emphasize,
so a pass would be challenging.
Should I, while we're talking about this, go in the editor and just drop the health and time remaining and see what that does? Or
yeah, let's do it. Let's try dropping them down and see how we get on.
Okay, need an AI on that. Okay.
All right, so we're back. We've
the values. The health is back at 1,000,
is the same,
but this is fine. Oh no. There we go.
So what? Okay, that's weird. All right, but we managed to change the time down.
I'm not reading the entire code base.
We were meaningful play.
I think we said. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's why we changed it, because we were talking about the health being so excessively large is kind of interesting because it makes the combat sort of a non-threat. Combat wasn't meant to be the focus, so that makes sense. But then why include it at all? The mechanics surrounding the combat seems either buggy or unintuitive. The fact that you can just click a lot while you're in the room.
So a pass would be challenging. Simple game with few mechanics. Orc controls may have serious bugs.
I think it's better than that.
Yeah, I don't
disagree.
think that's a very good description of the problems that it has, but I think it's probably about the right level for it. It is a relatively simple game.
True.
It doesn't have an enormous amount of mechanics. The controls aren't awkward, but there's just some really peculiar choices that mean I don't think it does have any kind of meaningful play. So it is challenge. It's not challenging in the sense of difficult.
I think it's supposed to be the further you go away, the more money you get, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, I'm literally at the edge. I got as far away as I could, and it was basically the same.
I reckon a pass for
Alright, I'm outvoted. Okie doke. Moving on to procedural generation.
So
how is it?
For me, that's a little bit better, right? Because it does seem to work. They've also got some landmarks. The landmarks are quite subtle, but work quite nicely with the aesthetic that they're going for. They've got the kind of some interesting ideas like the central corridor.
Counterpoint. Sometimes it duplicates the landmarks, so there'll be more than one.
But I think that's true. But then I don't think that's kind of what they're aiming for. They're not after unique landmarks. They're just trying to
first I go past the circle, then I go past the other circle, and then I take a left at the star or something.
Something like that.
Fair enough.
So.
I'm false.
And it seems to be quite effective in terms of the generation.
So in terms...
oh wow, that's a lot of people.
In terms of the rules, they talk about rules as in... there you go, there's all your enemies in gold. They talk about how they make sure that things are connected. But they don't talk about how they connect things to enhance play in that way.
Yeah. So satisfactory would be straightforward procedural generation with it incorporates some effective rules that enable meaningful play.
I died.
And good would be enhanced play. So yeah, it feels to me like it's...
Your AI is reviving you.
It's perfectly effective.
I see.
But
you're out of time.
As you said, there's no rules to enhance play.
I was hoping for an end screen or something there.
Yeah.
So I should also say, just because it's written down here, they measure the depth of the rooms and then spawn enemies in gold based on that, which we sort of mentioned. But it's not.
I see. Not
a particularly complex rule. It's just the further things are.
Well, that in fairness is a rule designed to enhance play.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
And
so maybe we should go halfway between the two.
Yeah.
Between satisfactory and good.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's maybe not having such a strong effect, but it is there. It is definitely a rule to enhance play.
Okay.
AI.
So
the AI system.
The AI has a task that determines the action that it's supposed to take in a particular room, and it has a job for overarching goals over multiple rooms. However, that's currently just following the player.
I'm going to have a little go with the AI.
So the AI follows you, and if there's no enemies there, it picks up whatever gold is there, I think?
Its priority is attack enemies, revive players, drop gold if it's full, and the other player can take it, pick up gold if not full, and then between rooms it just follows the player. Although they do mention they could expand this so that it could strike out on its own if needed.
So again,
it's not the fanciest AI, but it does.
It
everything.
feels to me like it's working.
It's doing exactly what I would do.
It's not really. Again, this is not the fault of the AI so much as the game design, right?
Yeah.
Is that it's not really doing much to actually make my play experience better.
So one of the things that I was asked in the expo was, what's the intended mode of play? Should you be following each other around and protecting each other from the enemies, or should you be going off in different directions to cover as much gold as possible? And to me, the reward mechanics incentivize the latter, but the behavior of the AI says that it's the former.
Yeah. Okay.
And equally, I think if the AI just went off and did half the dungeon by itself, that wouldn't actually help play that much either anyway. So I think having it follow you so that it can revive you and stuff is good. The fact that Callum got knocked down and then the AI picked them back up again was a better experience than it would have been just by single player. But
it feels like the AI is, because it's just my wingman essentially.
That's it. It allows play rather than enhances play.
All it does is I'm playing a single player game,
and occasionally.
And this
and
little AI, and I can carry twice as much stuff, and it's a bit easier to kill stuff.
You basically have
That's
a dog.
the problem. Yeah, I've got a dog with a backpack.
So so it doesn't necessarily allow play. You would be able to play it just fine without it.
Yes.
Okay,
but
so
it doesn't hinder it.
play. So that would put it at a pass.
I think that's probably where it is, to be honest.
Okie doke. So moving on to the last bit of the brief, the multiplayer element. I mean, you two seem to be having fun when you were playing it, but again, it seemed to be very much a case of you were both playing separate single-player games where you were just...
Yeah.
Again, I think because we tried to reduce the amount of health, but it reset it to 1,000, so we couldn't. But I think if you had much less health, and the sort of that was making the combat harder.
And
then I think
that would highly incentivize sticking them together.
And again,
the fact that the combat is just run around and click until they die.
Yeah, that's the combat is that's the problem. It's suffering from some of the kind of the game problems, the game design problems.
Like it feels like the fact that you can drop gold to let somebody else like continue.
Yeah.
Like feels like they could have made more of that mechanic. And I don't know how. Like,
it's not really worth it though, because there's
because
so much gold lying around.
Because you're both going around together, you're both getting about the same amount of gold.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to split it.
Yeah.
And if you were going around different places, there'd be even less reason.
So, satisfactory would be an experience that sometimes allows meaningful play for multiple players. And a pass would be an imbalanced multiplayer implementation that allows for meaningful play for one player at the expense of the other.
I mean, it's not. It's definitely not at the expense of the other.
No.
They just don't really.
It sometimes allows meaningful play for multiple players.
Yeah, I suppose because you could then.
It does feel more like it's at the satisfactory level. I kind of think that.
I guess the fact that you can revive people and there is technically the option to drop gold. There is the potential to get meaningful choices.
I think that's where you get the meaningful play for multiple players, where you can help each other.
I suppose.
Out.
Again, if you had a much lower amount of health and you were ever at risk, potentially if you were very injured but had a lot of gold, you could just dump it all so the healthy player can grab it. And
I think it is there, but only just.
Yeah.
Okay, so that puts it at satisfactory.
And that takes us to the feedback and the expansion stuff.
Oh no. One piece of feedback I got was making the attacks more obvious.
Yes.
As they only had some minor particles. So they did add a flashing colour when a character takes damage to show that they're being attacked.
Oh, that's what that meant.
Which, again, I think actually was a massive improvement. There's obviously...
I mean, I didn't notice it.
Okay, I did.
So...
I think some sort of animation to show... to be fair, I think I predominantly noticed the particles rather than the flashing. But no... Adding the flashing is a bit of an effect.
It was okay.
Again, could have been made more obvious with some sort of animation or whatnot.
Sure.
It's
still very much unclear what's happening.
Okay, so another suggestion was adding the landmarks to help people navigate through the dungeon. They also, on top of that, included the two main corridors as a way of...
So I think that has worked.
The major corridors where they've got the
pillars.
That really helps with the navigation.
Yeah, very good.
If you can find them.
Oh, okay. A large element of the feedback I received was emphasising a push your luck dynamic, so you can probably imagine who gave them that feedback, where players risk their limited time or health to have a greater chance of finishing more gold. So in order to do this, they made sure health only regened at the entrance, so you'd have to waste time going back to heal if you needed to. And the revival system, rather than a respawn, again, to sort of have that to prevent punishing deaths, to make sure that both players always had something to do.
I've lost me.
The thing with that is, while in theory those are good, because you've got so much health and it's so easy to fight, that you're never really at risk from combat.
My main risk here is I can't find the thing to drop the gold off.
I think it's a good change, but could have gone further.
It's around here somewhere. Up here. Yeah.
Alright, so
Hey.
On the mark scheme, feedback was addressed and the changes have been successful, would be a satisfactory. Pass would be they had limited success. I don't think they had.
I think it was limited. I mean,
I think especially with the procedural generation of the landmarks and those things, I think that works.
Yeah,
that works. It does work.
The adding the flash on top of the particle effects, I will grant you, doesn't have a massive impact.
That's only a minor.
But
thing.
The rest, I think, yeah. And lastly, do you want to take a guess what novel technology they suggested they would?
Did they think about doing VR?
They did. So they would make it first person and done in the style of VR sword fighting games. So you'd need. Interestingly, they say with the switch to VR, these new methods of interaction would be slower than a keyboard, and motion sickness would have to be considered. Fair enough. So
that's a different game.
How would they consider the motion
They're
sickness,
taking like an They're taking a collection game and turning it into a VR sword fighting game.
Yes.
Well, that's a completely different game.
Yeah. In a sense,
that's like I take my Pac-Man game and turn it into VR by setting it in a Star Wars universe and have you fighting TIE fighters in an X-wing. It's like yes, that would work.
I've made this complaint multiple times, and I'm always dismissed.
Well, here's the thing. I think the fact that they prioritise the sword fighting when it doesn't feel like the sword fighting is
right.
the
Yeah,
bit.
It's not sword fighting.
Yeah,
it's clicking and everything. It's
you
like
happen to be holding a box.
Yeah, I find that it's an odd choice.
So to focus, if you were going to make it first person in VR, fine. What are the elements that you sort of emphasise with the code? Like something like, for example, having to pick up and carry a stack of coins.
Yeah, collaboration, collection,
being able to toss
give
resources to the other person.
Being able to give you, I mean, almost like have a Death Stranding style, wobbling around with your big stack of coins. I don't know, something along those lines. Yeah, it's got to be around collection, surely.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that.
So they also talk about reducing the swarms of enemies with one or two tougher enemies, which again sort of puts the emphasis on combat, which doesn't feel like the right choice for this.
Mm.
And they've talked about locomotion being a problem, but they've not said how they'd solve the problem.
Yeah, they do talk about potentially a way to make it worse, which is to say using the environment to threaten the player, so traps to disable, portcullises to block the ways, hazards to force players. They don't sound like they necessarily are super relevant to VR specifically.
Yeah.
But there's some interesting extras that do focus more on the exploration than combat.
So, I mean, again, I think the problem is a pass is a proposal for incorporating a novel technology that would not hinder the main mode of play.
The proposal they have,
and the proposal here does hinder that because it replaces the main collection mode with sword fighting.
Is that because maybe maybe the main mode of play is the combat, in which case I think we'd have to revisit the gameplay and say actually it's not as good as we thought, because if the combat's supposed to be the main dynamic.
Yeah, but again, they may have tried to make the combat the main dynamic, but it isn't.
Okay,
the main dynamic is definitely the collection.
And the score at the bottom is just how much have you collected.
How much you collected within the time, and all your risk management stuff is about, do I go out to the far-flung reaches to get more stuff and bring it back? Can I pull it off?
Yeah.
So
I was worried that I was saying that maybe combat's not the main point, and then at the end maybe it was.
No,
I think you're right.
I think it's not. So I think here we do. So we're including a novel technology, and it would hinder the main mode of play. I think
so. I don't think the technology hinders the main mode.
It's what they have described as the adaptation. I think hinders the main mode of play because it adds in an entirely new thing that isn't really present here.
Okay.
And yes, I can see why you might do that, because it takes advantage of the first-person immersion style thing that's going on, but it doesn't fit this game very well.
So taking more advantage of as you rightly say, the mechanics that they're emphasising, which is the collection, the time, the exploration, rather than... Okay, so, alright, that puts the expansion as a poor, but overall...
Yeah, I think it has to be, unfortunately. I mean, you might argue... No, I think it does.
I think it
is, yeah.
But I think, so overall, again, like a nice sort of foundational piece. There's definitely some areas where they could build out those mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Proc Gen there, and I think the main problem is that they... first of all, the combat doesn't work well, so that's a real problem for meaningful play. And the second thing is the dynamic between the two players isn't well developed enough. There's not enough interesting interaction. But it probably wouldn't take much to put that in.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's look at our next one.
Next one.
A tutorial.
Okay. Oh.
Nice little animation. Capulet, my burglary rival. What are you doing here? This is my house to rob. Presume left. Nice click. No. Enter. Space. What do you think you do to...
start pressing...
space. Montague, my not friend, who said you only claimed to any of the houses in this neighbourhood. I did. Oh, well, I don't care. I'm going to be filthy rich once I've swept all these houses. Just try and stop me. I will, but between you and me, do you think this house looks a bit weird? Also generated with a procedure. Okay. Slow. Very good. Anyways, how about a good old-fashioned burglary elf? Whoever steals the most wins all the riches. You're on.
Old-fashioned
burglary
burglar.
Go, cat regular. Classic Montague, you venture into a burglar off with Capulet, your sworn rival.
I didn't even know.
Wait, has this pack which you completely forget what you're doing? No, stay calm. Basically, just you move around with WASD. Great.
Capulet's got the arrow keys.
I'm not sure why you'd need to know this, but Capulet moves around with the arrow keys. Okay, space. Ooh, okay.
Oh, the camera.
That's very like PS1 era.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be very ill. Right.
That brings me back.
Oh, my life. Loot's how you make your money. A seasoned pro needs to walk up to steal objects and pick it up with that moving muscle.
Alright, heavy things slow you down.
Okay. Visible stars shows...
Cool.
Okay. So golden toilet.
Gold star, gold loot.
But that
probably
heavy.
heavy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm not even playing and I'm feeling a bit sick.
Oh my god, that camera.
Let's take the toilet.
Traps.
You can't let that bastard run around stealing all your stuff. You can use some household items to slow them down by walking on the E to activate them. The fact that we had a little cutscene, and now we've got a playable tutorial. Very impressed. So holding E activates them.
Because if we just got some text saying, there are things that you can use to trap, that I would have no idea what.
Noise traps.
But the fact that we've got examples of each of them and we get to try them out, neat. So hold E and walk over it.
Oh,
there you
okay.
Go. Okay, so just stand next to it and press E.
Okay.
Okay, that appeared to have made a lot of noise.
Let's try the squirty trap.
Spill traps.
Grab whatever's next to you, make a big mess. Anyone that walks into it has a bad time.
Okay.
Very round spill, but sure.
Ram traps. Okay, let's try a ram trap. Ugh.
Bonk.
Okay.
Managed to somehow compress that entire workbench into a single
trip traps.
Alright, so the obstacle ones feel like the most useful to me.
That's great.
Okay, so you sort of fall over.
And then there's a filing cabinet. Barrier traps.
Sorry, that swinging around is just...
Are you not enjoying it? Hang on, what does player 2 use to set traps? Because it's not going to be E, is it?
That's a good question.
Although they've got the contextual...
Yeah.
Oh my life.
I thought you were going to block yourself off from the rest of the tutorial then. Occupants.
Oh, smart feet as soon as we see you.
Don't get caught.
Okay.
Cool. And is that a cat flap?
I'm guessing.
Safe. Ugh. Oh my life.
Okay, I don't remember the control that arrow keys.
Oh, we're both going to get it.
Oh, no.
Simultaneous.
Crikey.
Swinging randomly around. Actually, it's a bit better.
It's not bothering me that
there's a fire hydrant. Oh, it's Slash. Oh, haha, you knocked yourself over, you fool.
Okay.
I got a TV, yes.
That looks like it might be valid. There we go.
Piggy bank. Oh.
Piggy bank is a trap.
There you go. Did I get you?
The coins in a piggy bank are a trap. That is weird. Oh wait, is there a timer at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, that's when the cops are arriving.
I'm glad I see it.
4 minutes you've got.
Huh?
I'm gonna kidnap this.
Oh, she saw me. I got caught. I let off a noise trap. And then she walked in on me. And I couldn't run away.
Why is
Can I get out of here now?
Why is House MD on there? Oh, I think you're stuck there for 4 minutes.
For 4 minutes?
Yeah.
I have stolen multiple. Oh yeah.
You got 3,000.
I doubt they have permission to use that, but okay.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Can I steal the Doctor House? No.
It's not got a star above it. Oh.
Okay, I'm walking very slowly now.
You can just leave, right? You're already.
Oh yeah, I can go back to the beginning.
Won by loads.
No, other way.
Also, you're
can I not
supposed to
leave?
slow down as you pick up stuff.
It's slow.
I am moving quite a bit slower.
What's the graffiti say?
Don't forget, wash those hands. Are we?
You must wash your hands.
That is what my bathroom looks like. I don't know. Get the sink.
Yes, the sink.
The giant sink. How slow are you now?
I am scared they're gonna catch me. It's fine.
Alright,
yes.
So immediate first thoughts. Honestly, the game looks pretty fun. The fact that you are like, if you die, you die, and you have to sit and watch the other person play feels like a bit of a.
The camera is. I'm sorry, but the only way to describe it is horrific.
I assume they've got permission to use all those images.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no, I didn't want to. That's one of the cheapo ones. I didn't want that.
Oh my god, the camera. I'm not sure about the whole trap thing.
He's faster than me.
It does feel like they're.
Haha! I'm gonna steal this first. I didn't mean to move.
Oh, you
steal the hydrant.
Ah.
Oh. No! Oh, I'm too slow.
Alright, there's the cat flap. You can just go.
I made the mistake of assuming he wouldn't turn around.
Door. Oh, what happened?
You
trap.
Fell in a puddle or something.
Oh, get the big teapot. Interesting. So you can get like some of the game consoles, but not the others. Bit odd. Giant TV.
Oh, that's so evil. The camera.
Oh.
Okay, that's. The swinging around isn't bothering me, but the fact
Oh,
that
it is.
You're not playing it though.
It is.
You're not playing it, the minute.
I
You're
don't.
Well, okay, sure, but it was.
That's making.
What was that? Was that a screaming noise? Oh,
it's bringing the person.
Oh, you disrupted the baby. Oh, hello. Lady walked past.
I think you want to head for that exit.
I'm trying to head for the exit.
Where's the exit?
Too greedy to go for it.
Oh, okay.
Also, try to get through this door.
Oh.
This woman.
Oh my!
She picked up the baby and then went back.
Ah.
So that could be a way of distracting people. I think the exit's behind you.
I thought the exit was over there.
Maybe.
Aha! Now you might get caught. All I need is for you to not be able to find the exit in the next 3 minutes.
That's sad.
That's it. Keep picking things up.
Is that a baby?
No, it's a fire hydrant. Oh,
well, similar.
they're one of the most horrific looking babies ever.
Ah, that's where we come.
Yeah.
So you found. Oh, there's you trapped over there. Where's the woman gone? It's the way out. Where's the way out?
No, it's the other way.
Oh, that's
No, it's definitely in that room.
Is it?
Where?
Yeah.
What, in there?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because you want Dave to get caught?
Yes.
Where's the exit? It's not through the bathroom, is it?
I think. Oh, there's a person.
Aha! You can't run away. You're too heavy. Oh Oh, what? He just caught me again.
Put you in a bigger cage. Can you do?
Where's the exit?
I
Alright,
don't know.
left hand rule.
It's through where the woman is it?
It might be.
I didn't ever find the exit. I got put in 2
found the exit.
cages.
I think we start.
It's madness.
We have stopped talking about the game and we're just really engaged in.
Oh,
gonna
you've been
catch
spotted.
me.
You've been spotted. Yes, still in the lead.
So close.
Okay, well,
Apart from the hideous controls,
and also
well,
the
actually, not
fact
the
that
controls.
he gave up pursuing you and thought this cat needs a bigger cage.
Oh, there's the exit.
There's the exit.
Let's
right.
go.
Oh, it's where we started. Oh, that's
I
annoying.
don't know if it's always where you start.
Yeah, there was in the last place. There was 2.
So you said apart from
I won the
camera
TV.
controls,
Apart from the camera controls, it's really good.
I think actually
it
this
feels-
is another example of. Oh no!
Oh, you get off!
I'm trying to
Get
get around
off!
this corner, but I can't. There we go. I got the. I feel like yeah. Other than
Oh my life!
it's a bit
just
swingy.
it's.
absolutely.
I know I can't.
mental.
I feel like this would have been better if it was horizontal split screen again, because you just can't see anything in your periphery. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's all right. I'm gonna escape. It's fine. This is okay. Everything's fine. Help! Oh, there's a woman there. No! No!
Don't stop me.
Oh god!
Can you go?
Everyone's coming after me. Run! Run! Straight, just head for the exit. It's gonna be fine.
I just managed to attack a person.
No, it looks like they've lost you.
Yeah, I was gonna.
How do I get rid of that person? I can't get rid of
Ooh.
the person.
I wonder if you can
I
soft
got
lock
it,
yourself by blocking off.
Ah,
Possibly. I'm really confused as to why every house has this gigantic,
Wash and
like.
giant golden sink in the middle. You're not getting the giant golden sink.
I'm already moving slow enough that I'm a little bit concerned. Right. Okay, so that guy. Like, oh no! Who spotted me and how? Run! Run! Oh no! No, she's here! Run!
There's the exit.
Oh no, there's the exit! Oh, I was so close!
I got A.
I'm still
Right.
winning though.
Shall we start talking about this game?
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Presentation.
It is.
It's a little bit haphazard, but it's fun.
There's some,
And it's
inconsistent
It's got
elements,
a.
It's like
got
the
a kind
Maryland flag. It's really ugly, but in a way that kind of works.
That's clearly what they're aiming for. Yeah, I think it has a sort of slightly weird and wacky aesthetic.
It's
Or
really
you.
it's really putting me in the mind of like early sort of PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just absolute weirdness, but in a good way. The main problem I have with the UI
Oh,
is
no.
the text at the bottom feels so most of the floors are
I
white.
think I've just been put in a cage.
Okay, so wait, you've been captured. Okay,
Yeah,
all I need
tried
to do is
I
take
made
this
a
path
loud
back
noise
to the
attack them towards
entrance.
me, and then tried to run away, and I ran straight into one of them.
Oh,
Okie doke.
I'm just gonna nick this bath.
Cool. Alright, finish.
So yeah, so in terms of presentation, I kind of feel that haphazardness works towards the wacky aspect.
I like the
One thing I would-
these
so-
bits of UI are also not the default Unity one, which is nice.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
yeah,
UI I
and you
think
know,
is-
like the money bags at the top, and the I mean, and also things like the little intro
Contextual.
cutscene at the
Oh, yeah,
beginning.
those
That was
as well.
really, really nicely done. So I mean,
Two things I
I'm
would
certainly
really like to see.
yeah.
Some kind of sound effect for when you get spotted. Because as far as like,
Yeah.
if I mean, maybe there was one, but I Oh, okay. I did hit it.
Quite as. You definitely have a less swingy way of playing than I do.
Again, feels like a good push your luck kind of mechanic, right? Like the more stuff you take, the slower you move. The more stuff you take, the less time you have to get out.
The big
more stuff you take, the more likely you are to be caught. But equally, you want to always be taking a bit more than the other person.
And the thing that makes it kind of fun, and I'm not, it maybe doesn't work quite as well as it should do, is the thing that the traps, putting the traps down for someone, causing the other person grief. That's really quite fun.
I think part of it is that
I don't think they're actually that effective.
I think part of that is because of the sort of way that the camera works. It's quite hard to actually keep track of what the other person's doing.
Yes, I think the camera is a real problem for all of the play, really, because it detracts from everything. But,
no, I didn't mean to pick that up.
I think part of the problem is that a lot of the traps and things activate where you are. Whereas what you want to do is to try and create a noise where the other person is, or try to. It's about detracting or moving.
Or if you were to put them in on like a timer, so it sets off and you can run away.
But
how is he not being detected?
Much sneakier than you.
So but I mean, so a good would be engaging, reasonably complex game, multiple mechanics, smooth controls with some minor bugs. I think it's definitely meant that.
I would I'd almost say it's.
Well, excellent is high complexity, complementary mechanics, etc. But the word is fun, right? And I did enjoy playing it.
That's the thing.
Fun. So I actually think for me as a player, I'd go for excellent as well.
I think it's it doesn't make it all the way prize-worthy.
Nope, run.
Yeah, some of the firstly camera control is still a bit dodgy. The traps don't all necessarily work as well as they could do, but the basic thing is there. Okay, what's next?
Procedural generation.
What happens if I just?
What do we think about these enormously weirdly procedurally generated house? They work.
I like that they lampshade it in the tutorial. That's kind of cute.
Yes.
What do they say in their game notes about? Procedural generation is fundamental for the way the levels are created. Okay. The layout of furniture, loot, and NPCs is generated procedurally. Okay. What are the rules that govern it, though? The house generator program is given a set of blueprints. In these blueprints are rules that dictate key features. Okay. Each room is given a set of prop points, so furniture can only appear in certain places, but the furniture itself is randomised.
Yeah.
Rooms of the same index have a chance of having rules between them. So again, it's sort of talking about the structure and how they're created, but not why that makes the game fun.
Far, that's satisfactory, right?
Yeah.
Procedural generation that incorporates some effective rules to enable play.
Yes.
And we said there is meaningful play. It's definitely enabled by the design. So the question here is, do they have any rules that are there to enhance play?
Like, would this game be just as fun if you were always robbing the same house? I kind of think it might be.
Yeah, I mean, or are there setups that?
Oh, do you just sit there waiting for the AI to finish?
Yes.
Ugh, that's a shame. That's bad.
Also, the whole time I was there, they did not steal any extra stuff.
If you randomly generate a bunch of houses, some of them will be more fun than others. Have they identified why that is and made it so that the procedural generation tends to generate those houses more than others?
It doesn't. And stuff can appear in the rooms.
Yeah. So I think it's got to be satisfactory for the procedural generation.
Yeah, agreed.
I was hiding though. How you couldn't see me? I was behind a bookcase.
The AI is kind of interesting. So yes, the other cat is in there, and it's wandering around and it's stealing stuff.
Is it setting off traps or doing things to interaction?
I don't think it is really.
Right.
Do they say anything under their AI note in their notes as to what it actually behaves?
Run straight back. Okay, so currently the cat is just sat.
Currently it's just sat here.
So apparently the AI has 3 different intelligence levels. So that was, I assume that's the lowest.
Okay. So it did nothing. I stole a tiny amount of stuff in the right one.
The less time it takes to wander around each room before deciding it's empty.
Can you follow it?
Wait, is it just going to leave?
You just follow it until it does.
Okay.
AI levels play a strategy depending on the current score gap between the AI and the player. So it does try and adapt to your behaviour in a relatively simplistic way.
You
just
fool.
push it over.
No, it set off the trap itself. Oh, it's going for the rooster.
So it does trigger traps.
But it triggers traps to hit itself.
It's kind of working, isn't it?
So the second level AI
it just knocked itself over with a trap again.
Will not pick up anything cheap and chooses to exit the level when either the player does or it gets a score of 2000. The highest level is able to see traps on the floor and avoid them. Won't pick up loot if the weight to value ratio is too heavy. The AI will leave the level if there is 1 minute left on the timer, or its score is a certain amount more than the player. So,
I think it might be stuck.
It sounds like there are some intention there, but it doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't look like it's working.
Working
so well, does it? Yeah, that's a bit of a shame actually.
Give you a little hand getting off this rug, which is obviously causing you some problems.
Where can you push it?
There we go. Okay, no, it wasn't the rug.
Okay. So yeah, the fact that it's got a sort of set of behaviours where it will go for the loot that it can see. If it can't see loot, it will wander until it can see it, and it will just run away from the owner if it sees them. And it sets traps. And
neither of us are in this room though.
It just seems a little bit buggy.
Yeah. So okay. Satisfactory would be an AI system that allows meaningful single-player play.
Well, I think it does.
I'm not sure, because this is the thing.
It's giving you something to compete against, and it is also attempting to put down traps.
It's not succeeding.
No, not.
The only traps it has put down so far, it has triggered itself.
No, it did block a doorway a minute ago.
Oh, that's true, but it didn't. But all I need to do is steal
I would say it's
one thing
I wouldn't say it's
and
challenging.
then leave.
Yeah, I think you're right. So,
automatically
good
win.
would be challenging and enjoyable. And I don't think it's providing much in that way. It's not interacting with you particularly.
No.
It is giving you a meaningful target to fight to play against.
I don't know. I'm not sure I would say that it is meaningful in any way. It's really simple. It's okay. Because if I just steal anything,
play without hindrance.
If I do that, as they said, it then just goes to leave. Now that I have, it's going to lose.
I wonder if you've got a. I wonder if it's halfway between pass and satisfactory.
I think I would just say it's a pass.
It enables you. Well, it's definitely a pass. It permits you to single player play without hindrance. It is doing a bit more. I think it is doing a little bit more than traps.
I will say, the decision to make you wait for the AI to finish is an interesting one, and by interesting I mean a bad one.
At the very least,
at
least
it
makes
the camera follow the AI, right? Yeah.
Hey.
I think I.
Oh, it did steal something else on the way out.
Yeah. I think I put it halfway between the two.
I think so.
Next house.
Multiplayer. Multiplayer I thought was much better than the single
absolute
player.
Chaos. It was. And not in a bad way. Oh, there's a woman in that room.
I think the traps could be sort of deployed better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to be essentially inside the trap to trigger it, which I think if it was
and the fact that
if I could trigger it from just here, that this is too close, especially if it's gonna.
Then it goes off.
The fact that you've got some indirect competition in that you're sort of both I can't leave yet because they've got a higher score than me, so I have to keep going.
Yes.
And then you've got that direct interaction of
it's very
the
nice.
traps.
So for multiplayer, satisfactory would be an experience that sometimes allows meaningful play for multiple players. I think it's definitely there. Good, an experience that consistently allows meaningful play for multiple players. I think we did have a fairly consistent play experience all the way through.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
You might argue that once the other player has become trapped, that's a problem. That they should have some more agency. Or you're released after 30 seconds or something.
In fact, me being trapped actually saved you from getting caught.
Yeah, but that was great.
Not for me.
I could use you in the future, right? Excellent would be an experience that allows challenging and enjoyable play for multiple players.
That thing on the ground was a trap.
Oh, okay.
And I would say it's almost there. I think the fact that it's not working properly stops it.
That trap was very fast.
But I would put it between good and excellent. I enjoyed playing it.
It was fun.
Okie doke.
So that takes us to the feedback.
Feedback. the feedback they were given.